Hello, my loves. Welcome and welcome back to another episode of the Soul Extract. I'm so excited to have you back. Let me get this thing out the way. I've got 33 subscribers, guys, on my YouTube page. I am so grateful and I'm so thankful for every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for investing in me, for wanting to see what I'm all about, for wanting to check out what I'm all about and what I have to say. So thank you so much for my 33 subscribers, and thank you for everyone else that watches. Even if you watch for 30 seconds, you watch for 1 second, you watch for the whole way through, thank you so much. It means so much to me because I want to bring this value to you, things that have helped me transform my life, things that have helped me turn my life around. So I just hope that this knowledge that I'm giving back to you guys is something that you also value, that you start practicing in your lives. So yes, welcome to the Soul Extract, where it's all about everything that's got to do with wellness, holistic wellness. We're talking about mental, physical, emotional, psychological, any spiritual, every single kind of wellness that you can think of. And it's just about tapping into the infinite power that you have to really be in the juice of your true essence. So thank you guys for being here. So last week we spoke about tune in to tap in, which was part 1, about developing your intuition, where we spoke about not being afraid of it, not being afraid of the gift that God has given you, using it to your greatest advantage, being able to listen to your body and all the steps that you can do to actually ground and be present with your body as you're feeling all these sensations, and how it's not woo-woo, it's not up in the clouds, but it's very much grounded in the present reality, in where you are right now, and it's actually a very big part of who you are. And this week, I wanted to cover then part 2 of it, which is about listening to or opening yourself up to the gifts that you've been given, the intuitive gifts that you've been given. So all of these that we'll share, all of us guys, all of us on this planet have them. We all have these gifts. Obviously, some will be more pronounced than others. But if you remember, guys, we are not just physical beings. We are not just this flesh and bone. We are also spiritual beings. So these gifts God has given us, and it's up to us to tap into them and to access them, to actually transform our lives and to actually live the best life that we possibly can. So all these gifts are, what do you call them? They are based on senses, or they're sense-based. So I'll go through each of them, give you a little bit of detail, but as you see, as I start to explain them, how they very much get towards the senses and what is happening in your body, and that obviously helps you in conjunction with your spirituality, would make a powerhouse of connecting you to God and how you move forward with your life. So guys, I'm not an expert in these. I've had to Google some of them. Some obviously are more pronounced for me than others, but basically it's just to give you an awareness of what they are and how they actually show up in your life. And actually then what you can do is you can take whatever that resonates with you, whichever 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, however many resonate with you, to take it on and you realize which ones resonate with you the most, and then go about doing your own research in terms of what they actually mean, how they show up in your body, and then also how you can strengthen them as time goes on. So the first one that we have is clairvoyance, which is I see. So it's almost like a clear sense of vision, where you have a psychic abilities to see into the future. It could be almost like a premonition. You can see it through vivid psychic dreams, scenes from the future, where when time goes on, you can actually see it that has come to pass. Or also could be a visit from a past relative that comes and visits you in your dreams. They probably don't, some don't say anything, some do have a message for you. So I guess it's dependent on what the dream is about and what the message is about. So they can also happen when you are awake when you're wide awake. So it either could be just you with your eyes open, living through your life, or during a meditation. It's almost like a whole scene plays out, where it's a scene that happens. It can be something that happens either externally or internally. And what tends to happen is that a lot of people can, in the beginning stages, as you develop these gifts or as you recognize and embrace these gifts, you may pass it off as an imagination or as part of a figment of your imagination. But as time goes on, you realize that, oh my gosh, this actually has come true and it's come to pass, and you see it in your physical reality. So I relate to the one regarding the dreams, as I've been paying more and more attention to my intuition. But I've always felt this gift in me, the gift of dreams, where it will be like a premonition, or something would happen in my dream and then it would come true in reality. Or other times it would be like a message confirming whether I'm doing the right thing or not. So just to give you an example, so last year, sometime beginning of last year, I was dating a guy. It was only for like 3 weeks, a month, but obviously because I was honing in on my gift and my intuition, and learning to trust myself and learning to trust the inner guidance of my inner voice, what was starting to happen is that even though it would happen before, like things would happen before where things would come in my dreams and I wouldn't pay attention to them. But now what happened is, so I was dating this guy, and in the beginning I really wasn't sure. Like my energy was just like, even though he had the things, like he ticked a lot of boxes, like he ticked so many boxes. But as I got to know him, something in me was just like, something doesn't feel right. Up until a point where I dreamed he was wearing torn clothes, and I was like, what the hell? But for me, that was confirmation that we are not a match. And even as the weeks went by, or as the days went by, certain things that were non-negotiable for me became evident, which then pointed to the dream being or me being led to me not continuing on our journey with this gentleman. The second one is clairaudience, which is I hear. And so some can literally physically hear a voice. So God can give you a message through or deliver a message through literally an audible voice. So some people have said that when this gift gets activated, they can literally clearly hear someone calling their name, even though there's no one visibly around them. They could be by themselves, it could be in the middle of the night, or whatever the case is, but no one is around them and they can visibly and audibly hear someone calling their name. The other ways that this could happen, clairaudience, is your ears can get hot for no particular reason. They could be ringing in one or both of your ears, or it could be something along the lines of you listening to a song or hear lyrics, or someone says something that is directly, and it's also in time, to as the thought comes in your mind, whatever that you're thinking, whatever direction that you're thinking, it can be about anything, and a song or whatever will say something that is related to what you're thinking. And some might take that as a coincidence, but if you really think about it, maybe it's not. So for me, the song lyrics, the words of the song, also the ringing of the ears, as I'm thinking about something or as I'm contemplating a decision that I need to make and I get ringing in my ears, I usually take those as confirmation that I am clairaudient. All right. Okay, so the third one is claircognizance, and that is I know. So this is when you just know that something is going to happen without knowing the reason why, or without knowing why. You have a sense, that you just know without any physical evidence or external confirmation or proof. There's just a calm that takes over your body as a surety of what you feel within. And I think it is safe to say that even though majority of us don't, some of us might not consider ourselves spiritual, but it's safe for me to say that as a fact, that most of us go through this. Most of us have this inner knowing, have this sense of like, no, something is about to happen, or you just have a surety of something, and you just feel a calm over your body, and that is claircognizance, the I know. And then we have the fourth one, which is clairsentience, and that is I feel. So this is when you feel a gut feeling about something, and it could be something that's doom and gloom, something that you're dreading, something that you can't explain or put your finger on, and this can also happen internally. Externally, it could be almost like a sudden chill, you feel cold, and this sometimes could be what traditional healers go through, mediums or psychics. Let's say, for instance, you go there to visit or go for an in-person reading or whatever it's called, and basically they can sense the spirit of someone around, someone that's passed. They can sense that spirit, so they'll get chills, their hair will stand, they feel something in their spine, or whatever the case is. And that can happen to us regular humans or regular people that maybe don't consider ourselves traditional healers, psychics, mediums, and things like that. Okay, then the fifth one is clear empathy. So this one mustn't be confused with empathy. So this is when you can feel the emotion of someone else, especially in advance, or being able to feel the emotions of someone that's nowhere near you, and you're not even communicating with them. And I think a way to think about this clear empathy is to think about twins, how they can be in different parts of the world and they can know exactly what their twin is going through, what they're feeling, even though they're not speaking, they're not communicating, and they can feel that something is wrong when the other is on this other side of the world. And then we have the sixth one, which is clairtangency, which is I touch. And so basically some psychics, I've never heard of a traditional healer that is able to do this, but they're basically just able to take an object or an item. They can feel the energy of the item. They can basically connect the item to the person that item was connected to. And sometimes you might find traditional healers, mediums, psychics that will ask you when you go in for a reading, an in-person reading, they will ask you to bring in an object of that person or an item of that person that has passed away, the one that you want to connect with. They ask you to bring that with them so that they can connect with the energy, or they can connect with the spirit of that person. So that is clairtangency. And then you have clairsalience. So clairsalience is I smell. So I've seen and I've heard of traditional healers as well here, where they are able to smell something that is resonant with the person that has passed on. Maybe they can smell the alcohol. Maybe they can smell cigarette. Maybe they can smell perfume without a clear or logical explanation of where that smell is coming from, especially if no one is drinking around, there's no alcohol around, no one is smoking, maybe no one is wearing that particular perfume, but it just comes out of nowhere. And basically that also could be a sign that a spirit of a loved one is nearby, or they are connecting with that spirit as they're doing their work, the traditional healers or the mediums or the psychics. And then the last one is clairgustance, and that is taste. Here as well, I've also heard and seen traditional healers being able to taste maybe brandy in their mouth as they describe the person that's passed on. Or they can taste a particular ingredient that person was known to use regularly in their cooking maybe. And this is also a sign of them being able to connect with that person who is on the other side. So yeah, these are the clairs that I mentioned last week, and these are the gifts that I mentioned last week in terms of your intuition. And as I said, guys, please start playing around. Please start feeling into your body. Start feeling into what resonates with you, what comes up with you with these gifts. which are the ones that are most prominent in your life, or the ones that you felt in your past and you've kind of sidestepped them, or you've ignored them, or you've dismissed them. Start paying attention to what is happening in your body. And as I say, guys, please trust the process. Please trust yourself. Please trust whatever comes up. And also please start noting down, whether it's in a notebook, whether it's in your notes app. Start noting down your intuitive hits that come, the sensations that come. Notice if there's a recurring pattern. Notice if there's things that happen on a continuous basis. Because we are human and because we have so much fear in us, there will be times where you doubt yourself, or there might be instances where you might be wrong because you're sharpening that skill, and it takes time to get that skill as sharp as possible. So as you learn it, as you start to practice, start to see the patterns, start to see what works and what doesn't work. And I promise you guys, once you marry the 3D consciousness of your physical body with the 5D intuitive, unknown and unseen gifts of this world, I promise you, your life will never be the same. Your life will be so transformed that your life will change at such an exponential rate, you will not even believe it. So please just trust the process. Trust the unfolding of your intuition. Take your time. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. And just love on yourself. Love on yourself in this time. And I love you. I love you guys so much. And I will see you next week. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.